That seems like a quick countdown. I'm into
Dude,
it.
time
I like
flies when you're,
Paying attention.
time flies when you're paying attention, dude. As they say.
Yeah.
I think that might be the opposite of what I've heard.
Ah.
But yeah.
A watched kettle never boils. Watched pot never boils.
Why all my dishes are dirty, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. What's up, guys?
Nothing much, man. What's up with you?
Yeah.
Oh, just straight chilling, dude. Honestly.
I like to hear
Yeah.
that. Thank
Feel
you.
that.
That's what we like to hear.
We have an incredible show tonight.
A 10 out of 10.
Probably a 10 out
Yeah.
of 10.
Likely.
At least a 10 out of 10, likely. It's gonna be crazy.
NBD, but 10 out of 10, guaranteed.
Yeah. We got a slight of a late start. Y'all want to just get right into it, dude?
Oh, yeah, I'm in.
All right, so
Yeah, of
Just gotta
course.
start the old recording. Sec die. Let's run.
I don't know what you just said.
So give me a second to get this rolling. All right, wait, no, I'm not.
Wow.
All right, now I'm recording.
Recording.
Also am I. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Alright, y'all ready for this?
Let's do it.
Yes.
Here we go. Welcome to the Moviga podcast. We're talking all things movies, video games, and more. My name is Steven, joined today by Austin
Greetings.
and Byron.
Hello, hello.
Byron the Wise.
The wise, dude.
And Austin
Oh, I'd rather be
the Adorable.
heroic, dude.
Oh,
Nah,
shucks.
Just wise. Nah, just wise. What's up, guys?
Dang it.
Oh, not too
Oh, I'm
much.
good, man. What's up with you?
Oh, man, I'm good, brother. Always good, dude.
Always.
Oh, way, man. Crazy show today, this eve.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be pretty crazy, pretty wild, pretty nuts. We're gonna be talking some Crimson Desert.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna be talking some Project Hail Mary,
Oh, yeah.
and we're gonna
Hail Mary, dude.
we're gonna be playing a spanking new game here. And it all begins right now after this. Don't forget to check us out at movigapodcast.com. All the links you'll ever need are there. Pasta and Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all in places. Audio goes live every Friday. But we'd love for you to join us live over at youtube.com/@movigapodcast on YouTube. Every Moviga Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Shout out to the chat. Sheesh. Slow down, guys. Oh, my God. Also, twitch.tv/Moviga. We have not streamed there in a bit, but you know what? It's probably going to happen soon, maybe. So go ahead and give us a follow there. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. That helps us out a lot. Like the stream if you're watching now or if you're watching later. At Moviga Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Our Discord is on our website as well. Go play some Minecraft, dude. We need to make it happen again. We need to make it happen again, dude. That's all I ever...
A 1x1 house, dude.
Yeah, dude. Hop in our Discord and tell us if you're getting Crimson Desert or if you're seeing Project Hail Mary. We want to hear from you. But without further ado, it's top 3 time. Starting with Popcorn. Byron.
Well, I've been doing a ton, honestly, and I'm a little like, where do I start? I DM'd for the first time, officially, this time around. It was fun. I had a lot of fun doing it, and like it's a lot harder than I thought. Um,
Couldn't tell.
which I mean, I knew,
Not sarcasm.
bro. So like playing one character is pretty hard. Imagine playing 14.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, they're more simple, but like you guys also are really bad at D&D. And and so like I'll give you like a hint, like a whatever, cuz like that first we're done with that first encounter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys didn't need to attack anybody in there, man. They were all very very distracted. And there's
Cleared
a
'em.
giant bloody pit in the middle of it that you could have pushed all of those guys into. But
Wasn't
they
my
were
fault.
also super concerned about their ritual that was going on. And wouldn't have attacked you. You could have just taken out those easy guys on the right, and then
I was
the
trying
big
to be
guys.
sneaky, and then all of a sudden, a tsunami was happening.
Yeah, sneaky was definitely the way to go. It was fun. It was fun, but I definitely like, I felt like Mikey in my mind, like our general DM, who like every time he's like, guys, you guys just always do the wrong thing, like. Like not what he thought we were gonna, or not, I guess what he thought we were gonna do.
Yeah. Or
And-
maybe not what makes sense.
Yeah. And I couldn't agree more. Everything I thought you guys were gonna do, all of like the dumbest stuff that I like had not a plan for, you guys were like, this has to be the most important thing. And I'm like, I don't know how much more I can like just tell you who has the information you need. So for the chat, like this is a one shot, right? So like this isn't a big long campaign like the one that we were playing with Mikey or anything like that. It's pretty straightforward. And it was crazy. Like we walked into a pub and I'm like, there's 5 people in there, all these like whatever, they have like one line of backstory, and I'm like, there's 2 people who you recognize and they look anxious to talk to you. And you guys are like, F those people, man. We're going to go talk to this guy. And I'm like, frick. Well, I
Right.
guess I'll just make this guy drunk as heck because he's at a pub and super useless right out the gate because I got nothing for this guy. And, but I'm like, it was fine. It makes it fun because then it's like, all right, cool. Well, now I get to make this guy, this like drunk pub regular guy, a part of the story somehow. But like, so that's fun. The combat, it's funny. Combat as a player, I always find it's like pretty fun because you kind of are like a singular character that you can like
yeah.
do a build with or like chain things or like work with your other things. When you're the DM, combat is like such a chore, dude. It's like, it's so frustrating. And, there's things I learned this time that I was like, I won't do that again. The hardest part for me, the hardest part by far, was keeping track of the enemies.
Ooh,
Oh,
there
You guys
were
are
a
like,
lot.
You're like, I shoot this guy, and I'm like, ah, God. Which one is that? Is that the one with full health, or is that the one that's almost dead? It's so there was some liberties taken, but it was a lot of fun. I had a blast like I had a blast like writing it and like coming up with some of the lore and stuff like that. That was a lot of fun. I feel like I learned a lot about how to do that, and that was a lot of fun. Then apart from that, I started playing I'm still playing Marathon. Marathon's super fun. I love it. I'm playing Cheeto Fingers with Arden.
Hey, classic, classic.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wipe him on Austin's face.
Mhm.
Get out.
I'm playing Hades. I just started that. That game is a
Yes,
blast.
dude. Love Hades.
I'm way behind, and I know I'm way behind. But it's been on my list forever, and I found myself kind of being like, I don't know what to play right now. Like, I don't have like a home game. Like, I'm kind of just bouncing in between fun games. So I
Yeah.
was like, oh, like, I'll just dive into Hades right now. Super glad I did. It's really fun. Exactly what I wanted right now. And trying to think what else. Oh, and I saw Project Hail Mary.
Nice.
Oh yes,
It's-
sir.
We can see it. Spoiler alert
Dude.
as to my thoughts.
I feel like my brain is so stream first nowadays. Like
Dude,
I
F
almost
that.
assume. I know. I almost assume most movies are just coming to Netflix or something like that. The fact that it was in theaters, I was like, whoa. I don't know. I don't know why a Ryan Gosling led movie made me think like, oh, probably Netflix first. Maybe it's because
Yeah.
it's not the Russo brothers. It's the Phil Lord and
Mm-mm.
Chris Miller.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's an Andy Weir novel adaptation. So the
Oh,
last
yeah.
one was The Martian.
The Martian. Yeah.
Oh.
And so he wrote The Martian, he wrote this. And I mean, I don't want to get too deep into it since we're talking about it later, but like honestly, dude, this is a return to form for movies. Go support it in the theater, $80-something million opening weekend,
Biggest of 2026.
biggest of 2026, and it deserves every single accolade that you're seeing. It's incredible.
Nice.
And I can't wait to talk about why. But yeah,
Nice.
that's it for me. Those are my three, and I will be right back. Keep going, and I'll be right back.
Oh no, he didn't
Sweet.
popcorn anyone.
Oh boy, the popcorn's just gonna have to sit there until he gets back. I guess.
Crap. Austin, who do you want to popcorn, dude? Yourself or another? Keep for yourself or double it and give it to another.
I think I'll keep it for myself. I'm
Okay,
feeling
figured
it.
selfish. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I didn't get up to a whole lot this weekend. We had some incredible weather, so we was out playing some disc golf, of course.
Mayonnaise
but-
always playing disco.
We are.
Got it to work.
Got it. But yeah, like Brian mentioned, the one-shot D&D session that Brian DM'd for the first time was a lot of fun. We definitely we're not treating it like a one-shot in terms of our pace, but I think we were all just having fun. It was nice to like try out a new character, a new class. Didn't do a whole lot of RP, but it was on like the combat was really fun, and I feel like everybody was a lot more ready this time around, and like wasn't just waiting around and not thinking about their next turn and stuff like that. It's okay.
What Austin's trying to say is it went really well and we all crushed it.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Shut up.
Keto fingers the game right here.
Oh my god. Anyways, I should have popcorned to you, Steven.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, the D&D session was really fun, and like I said, I feel like everyone was ready for combat this time around. So I feel like, for the most part, everybody knew like what to do when it was their turn. When we struggled a lot with that in the beginning, and still sometimes do to this day.
The only exception would be Steven here, who didn't have any weapons equipped.
Steven here.
That's because I'm used to
I
guy
know.
who only
Well,
uses
your guy,
spells.
your guy doesn't use any weapons at all, so I was like, that's
Your
fine. But it
regular
was just
guy.
funny to me. He's like, we're like neck deep into combat, and he's like, why don't I see my sword here?
I was like, it's in my bag. It's in my equipment. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it's here somewhere. But yeah, so that session was a lot of fun. And then other than that, I've been playing Crimson Desert. I decided to get it on Steam as opposed to getting on console, and just for a couple of reasons. One of the big ones being I wanted to be able to tweak the graphics the way I prefer. And I'm really glad that I did that, because actually this game is surprisingly really, really well optimized. Even in terms of I would say I probably have a mid-range-ish build for my PC. Like I have a 5060 Ti and a Ryzen 7 5800X, but nothing other than that, nothing fancy at all. And I'm able to run this game in 1080p on like ultra settings with DLSS on, getting over 80 frames on average.
Nice.
So that's it's been awesome so far. Visually, it's great. I love like the draw distance, like how far you can see. The combat has been really fun. There's
Frames
a lot
over
of
res, dude.
frames over res, definitely.
True. Classic.
The combat's fun. There's a lot of different like moves and skills to unlock, and it's not like a traditional RPG where you're getting experience points.
Experience.
You're getting when you complete certain things like challenges, puzzles, certain quest lines, things like that. You get materials, a specific type of material to unlock either a new skill, upgrade a skill, or upgrade your health and stamina, things like that. So it's really more about completing these things than just grinding out like one thing. Like you can't just get really good at fishing by doing it over and over. You actually have to learn how to do it, and like you essentially can't get free XP. Is kind of the point there, but
Good.
I don't know. I guess we will talk a little bit more about Crimson Desert later on, so I'll leave it at that. That's going to be just my top 2 of the week. I don't have a third yet. Maybe next week, but yeah, I'm liking it so far. I'm probably about 7 or 8 hours into Crimson Desert right now, so I'll popcorn it over to Steven.
7, 8. Sorry about that. Me personally, my allergies are really bad. That's for me.
That's number 1.
I started getting allergies, seasonal allergies, well, maybe like 3 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5, maybe 6 or 7, and my eyes just like itch for like 4 weeks when the season starts, and it sucks, dude. It is the worst.
Do you take anything for that?
No, I freaking need to. I need to, dude. It's time. I mean, I always just take like just regular like allergy pills, but I need to probably get something better.
Yep. Or do the bee pollen thing.
That too. Did you do that and it worked?
I tried to do it, but I couldn't stick with it. But both my parents and some of my siblings have done it, and it worked for them.
Dang.
They haven't had allergy problems since. So yeah.
Dang. Okay, good to
I
know.
just decided to stop having them.
Probably should have
Allergies
thought of that
away.
one, Steven.
I would get that like
Crap, you're
tickle in
right.
my throat of like, oh, I'm gonna cough, and I'm like, no,
Not doing it.
I'm in control.
Genius.
Look at me, I'm the captain now.
I'm not captain. No.
It doesn't work.
Oh, good to know.
But that's
Other
what I
than
do,
that, of course, we watch 1,000-Pound Sisters. You already know it.
Can't argue with that.
Can't argue with it, dude. It's just our one trash show, one trash TV show. I don't know why. It's just fun to watch, even though every episode's the same.
Dude, get rid of that. Get some traders in there, dude.
Nah, brother.
Oh, it's so good.
Brother.
They're so much better. I promise. They'll probably be on it in a
There's
season or 2.
there are several shows that I do want to watch, but I feel like we've watched so much heavy stuff lately. It's so nice to just sit back and be like, I don't give a crap what happens on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy,
I'm
like
just gonna laugh.
the sisters.
Like right around 1,000 pounds.
Walked right into that, dude. Sheesh.
I thought you set me up.
Also, you're canceled. You and Justin Timberlake and and I guess not Alan. I guess not Alan Richson. Did you see the video of him like beating up his neighbor? But then like same day it was like, oh, it turns out his neighbor was being really mean to him. I'm like, okay. Well,
I figured that would be the case. Of course, TMZ didn't want to post anything with context, just a video of him beating some guy up.
exactly, dude. But then I think they posted something later like his neighbor stopped him, and who knows. Anyway,
It was like what I read was like he was yelling at him because like Alan Rickman would like ride his motorcycle really loud up and down the street.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman would ride his motorcycle up and down the street. And Alan Richson.
Look out.
Richson?
Richson.
How do you say his last name? How do you say his last name?
Richson. Like rich son, but not.
got fed up with it and just Avada Kedavra straight up.
Yeah, I think the guy like jumped out in front of him and like made him wipe out, kind of maybe, and then allegedly was like pushing him around. So Alan Richington said, "Pop, pop." Anyway,
With his
okay,
fists.
with his fist, pop, pop. My son and
I
I
would not want
finished.
to receive one of his fists.
Not at all, dude. Not at all. You're canceled. Also, my son and I finished Wing Feather Saga,
Oh,
and
cool.
I've talked about the show to everyone I know for years, and no one is watching it. So I'm gonna need somebody to get it. It's on Angel. You do have to pay for everything past season 1, but just watch season 1. See what you think.
you should be entertained for free.
You're right. I think it's written. Let me see who it's written by. I'm pretty sure it's written by like a singer.
Jesus.
Oh yeah, Phil Wickham or something.
Tripping. Andrew Peterson, acclaimed.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
Did we talk about that maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago? Phil Wickham, not definitely.
I
not Phil
don't
Wickham.
know.
Phil Wickham was in the David.
Phil Wickham
movie.
is in David. I thought you were joking. Yes, he's in David.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, you're crazy, dude.
But yeah.
Yeah, he plays older David and sings a bunch of the song, which David is good. It's not great, but IMHO, it's probably the best animated like Bible movie since Prince of Egypt.
Wow.
Maybe.
All right.
If somebody reminds me of some other good ones, I might be like, oh crap, yeah, it's beneath that one. I haven't seen Joseph King of
Adventures in Odyssey?
Dreams. I mean, I wouldn't call that that ain't a movie.
I know,
We're talking.
Joseph
feature
King
film.
of Dreams is also very good.
Yeah.
It's not as good as Prince of Egypt, but
No,
it's good.
No.
It's worth it.
Anyway, Wing Feather Saga is good. Just like fun fantasy. I hate it, but I have been falling asleep in some of the episodes, but Nathan, my son wants to watch it again, so we watch it again. But it's good, dude, and they've got like a downloadable role-playing adventure thing you can
Yeah, I saw that.
download and play with your friends, and but Nathan is so into it. He's like covering his mouth like, oh. There was one episode where it was just like this huge action scene, and then when it was over, he was just like shaking his hands like, oh golly, it was great. So good stuff. It might be a little bit scary. I don't know. We'll see. Other than that, Baldur's Gate, dude. Last time, Brian, you asked me if I'd been in House of Hope, and I was like, that sounds familiar. I think maybe so. I had no idea, dude, but now I have.
Bruh.
Now I have. And I like that the game. Sometimes I feel like I'm cheesing certain things, but I'm like, you know what? This is how the game is. And there was one enemy. It wasn't even like a boss. It was just like a super powerful. It was that like the big rolling ball that like sets the ground on fire in House of Hope.
Oh yeah. When you
Do the thing.
don't get
certain
out
things.
quietly.
Yeah. And I turned it into a sheep and had Karlach throw it over the edge. And I was like, oh my
Dude,
gosh, it worked.
Genius.
Mhm.
Genius.
Oh, and
Genius
then, okay. Let me say this without spoilers. There's at some point a rescue with 2 big old bosses.
Yep.
And I was like, how the frick can I? Because I didn't know. You told me about the pool that regens your spell slots
Yeah.
and health and everything. I didn't know that did your spell slots. So I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I got to save spell slots. How can I do this without fighting these guys? So I invisible put Gale on one end to break something, and then when it was his turn in combat, I went to another player that was sneaking, so I was outside of combat, invisibled him, put him over here, broke the thing. He joined combat. It was still Gale's turn, so I could hop out to another character outside of combat, put Shadowheart on the platform, got the person, dimension doored away, went back to other dude and Gale, and like Misty stepped and another version of Misty stepped and just got out of there without having to
Okay.
do And I was like, you know what? You got to do what you got to do. And then I like, that was an insanely triumphant evening accomplishing that mission. And then I found out from you that I could have just restored my spell slots and stuff like that. But that's all right, dude. You live and learn. You live and learn.
Yeah, it's a good one. I remember going there, and Mikey, I was like literally I was streaming it in Discord just to me and Mikey, and he was like, dude, why don't you do like your summons and everything first?
Oh yeah, before
I'm
you
like-
enter combat.
Before you do the pool too.
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, huh? And he's like, yeah, just like, so he's like, summon all your stuff. So I had like some elementals and planar beings and whatever. So I had like 6-7 people
Nice.
with
Right.
with my party, and then you do the pool again, and you can summon them again if they die.
Yeah. Sorry. I had to show you.
Content.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. And sometimes I'll do summons before I enter combat so that I don't have to waste a turn or whatever.
Yep.
And sometimes I'll do like concentration spells that like only last a minute, which in combat it's a longer time. It's like 10 turns or whatever. And I'll like be like, dude, how can I be the most efficient here? And I will do like Spirit Guardians cutscene, and like so I immediately start, so I didn't have to waste a turn. Anyway, I'm cheesing it, but you know it works. You gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, yeah,
You know
dude,
what's coming, dude.
I'm getting close to finishing that. I think I'm gonna like semi take my time, finish that, and then potentially get into Crimson Desert. I just yeah, dude. I
Just run BG3 back again, dude. Just start over.
don't tempt me.
Honestly.
I've had like the most epic freaking battles in that lately, where like I finally beat it, and I just like throw my hands in the air and wave them around it with my hair back and forth. It's very rewarding.
And it's so fun to go back and do it with a different party, like build, and like a different character.
Mm-hmm.
And where it was like you, Karlak. It's you, Karlak, Gale, and Shadowheart right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do it with like Lae'zel and Will and Karlak
Yeah.
and a monk.
I definitely want to do Asterion because I'm playing a rogue on our one
dude.
shot, and I've never even played with Asterion in Baldur's Gate.
Astarion's so stinking good, dude.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it's good stuff. I'm enjoying it. I don't know if I'm going to get into Divinity Original Sin. First of all, the trailer gave me haunting nightmares. And also, I like that Baldur's Gate is in the Dungeons and Dragons universe.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun that way. Anyway, good stuff.
That Divinity trailer is hardcore, bro.
Yeah,
it is too.
I already don't know that I was into it. We'll see.
Yeah. All right, quick break.
Personally.
Yeah.
All right, we taking a break. Let's take this. We'll be right back. Gee.
All right, I gotta go help Caden with his code or whatever, and make sure
Nice.
Arden's fingerprints are not all over my pillow.
Nice, dude.
I'll be right back.
Had to send this.
Y'all need anything from the gas station or?
Yeah, get me just give me like.
I would like a white monster.
Give me like a corn dog, thanks.
He's still here.
What the heck, dude?
He's just hanging out. You good? Hi, Steve.
Oh. Good to sit in the snap. Joshua Willenbrink. I never had allergies until I turned 30. Then it hit me like a truck. Yeah, dude. I never had to worry about anything. And then you turn 30 and it's like everything sucks. And my allergies are so bad. To where like if I forget to take an allergy pill in the morning, dude, I'm done. Brother. I forgot one yesterday, and we like went to a park with some of my kids' friends, and their parents, and we were out there a while. And afterwards, I was like, I choose death. It was bad. Oh no, they're itching right now. We talking about them. Oh, it's like poison ivy in your eyes. That's what it feels like because you itch it and it just like feels good while you're itching it. You know what I'm saying? Let's get out of here.
Oh no, the camera.
You're red, dude. It's like James Bond just shot me, and I'm stuck here. I really want Austin's Nathan Drake statue down there under the triangle. And I'm thinking about taking it. Enter the Arcade says everyone needs to read the book too. What if we don't like reading? Are there pictures? Yay. Oh. Do it. Take it. He's got his Lego Tantive 4 still not built. His Tetris board game. Oh, dude, there's a way to... There's a way. Man, how can... forget it. Yeah, forget it.
Oh no, where's ISO?
I'm so sorry. What are you trying to achieve here, boss?
I want to show you how dirty my room is.
Ooh. Grody, Brody. Hey. Wah, 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 wah.
I was trying a different angle.
Have you been boiling your water, dude? You got to do it at least 3 months
Frick, no.
after the advisory lifts.
Frick no, dude. I didn't boil it during the advisory.
That's the problem, dude. That's the problem right there. Did you guys see the Snapchat I sent you?
The what?
The Snapchat I sent you?
About
About a...
I didn't have my phone this whole
Oh
time.
yeah.
About a hot.
Wait, what the frick was? What are they doing in your house?
Chilling, dude.
Just hanging out. Sick.
Oh, here comes another one.
Is this better or is this worse? My room is hella dirty because, so fun fact, the reason all this crap is in my room is because
You're starting Christmas decorating.
That's it. No, we had a hella big leak in our house.
Oh yeah.
Our AC unit clogged. In the not the drip pan. Everybody's like, "Oh, so your drip pan overflowed?" And I'm like, "No, dude, I wish. That would have been really easy to fix." It was the condensator. So there's like a coil up in your air handler if you're a nerd and you like HVAC stuff. And there was a drain that was not done, and they built it. They just capped it, and we're like, they won't need that.
Water.
And we did, in fact, need that. And so we didn't have it, and we needed it. So yeah, it overflowed. It leaked over onto our roof. And to get to the air handler, I had to pull all this crap out of the attic so that I could reach it. And yeah, that was that.
Love to hear that, dude.
Yo,
Oh, it was the
can you guys-
freaking best.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Does my voice sound... Is there any, like, clicking or any weird noise or anything?
I don't think so.
My audio recording looks really weird. Like,
Uh-oh.
there's this clicking noise, and it's showing in the WAV file. So... might
Say
not be
something?
Usable. Check 1 2. Hey, yo. Check, 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 check.
It's
It
probably
might
all in my head
not
now.
be... Oh. It, like,
Something in my
a
mind,
Really...
and also in it. Brian, you know what I'm talking about it?
Baldur's Gate?
You got it, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, my character sounds like he's got a stuffy nose every time he talks. Cast to put my hands on everything.
Did you pick the snotty nose voiced character?
That's it. But I'm like, you know, I love it when you click to like loot something, and they did audio assuming you're gonna be like opening a chest or something like that, and I'll like loot a dead body after a giant bloody battle, and he's like, "Let's see what's inside."
That's such a funny like video game thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, the dissonance.
The goose.
One other thing we did this past week was visit High Score Brewing on its one of its final
Last
days.
leg.
We all got a chance to go. Rest in peace. Got a couple of QZs. Got a nice little pint glass.
Shout out.
Age. Shout out. Cheers.
H.
Yeah, so that was fun. That's just a little talk nerdy for you.
Yeah, dude.
I got actually what I got.
Ooh, white cheddar,
Cheez-Its.
your nickname. Cheddar! Cheesy, bro.
The Leaning Tower of Cheese.
Cheese. All right, let's do this. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. For those of you who didn't know, Crimson Desert just released, and it has taken the gaming world by storm. And Brian is playing guitar on the stream, and I don't hear anything. So I think he's just making it up. I don't think he actually knows how to play. But Crimson Desert has been an enigma. The inner workings of its mind is an enigma. And
It's been interesting.
it has been interesting because, like, people just didn't know what the heck this game was. We've talked about it. We talked about it probably last week, the week before maybe. And it just, like, every video they released introduced 1,000 more mechanics, and people were like, what the heck is this game? Is this too good to be true? We talked about, like, is this going to be the next Baldur's Gate that just, like, shows the industry this is how it's done type stuff? And it finally came out, I would say, to pretty mixed... like, mixed sounds bad, but, like, maybe polarizing is the right word, where some people adore it, and other people are just like, what the heck is this? And I feel like if you go in with the right mindset and play it a certain way, you'll probably enjoy it more than people who... I don't know. I haven't played it yet. Austin has played it. But yeah, IGN gave it a 6, but Luke Stevens says it's one of the most, like, amazing games he's ever played. But it's kind of, from what I've seen, is a little bit clunky. Controls are kind of crazy. Pretty big. What's the word? I can't think of the word, but, like, you'll slaughter 100 enemies with ease, and then you get to a boss, and it takes you 2 hours to beat, type thing. Like inconsistent difficulty levels, yeah. But then there's amazing things like the amazing graphics, the exploration, and it doesn't hold your hand. And some people hate it, some people love that. Me personally, I haven't gotten it yet, but I am still very interested. Part of me is kind of like waiting a little bit for some updates to come out. In fact, I was texting you, Austin. I was watching somebody stream last night, and they were complaining about lack of storage. And then that moment, they released an update where you can now have a storage chest. And
yeah,
but then they nerfed a bunch of the enemies. Like, I know the monkey enemy was like one that everybody was like, oh my gosh, I can't even get up without this dude killing me. And now he's like super easy to beat. So they're kind of working through player feedback and adjusting things, and it seems like such a big game. It feels like it's going to take them forever to, like, really get to everything. But all that being said, I think those who are enjoying it are really enjoying it, and it's cool to see. It's probably not the, industry breaking game like Baldur's Gate was that we wondered if it was going to be, but I do think it's, like, Certainly a conversation, like, starting conversations about maybe things to avoid and things that it does well and things that it doesn't do well,
Yeah.
and just kind of like shaking up the industry, for
Definitely.
good or bad.
Yeah.
So I am still interested. Probably
Yeah.
gonna give it a couple weeks maybe, and then I might dive in. But you, Austin, have played it a good bit, so
Yeah.
take it away.
Yeah, decent bit. I think hopefully the what I would really like to see in terms of industry shakeup is the move back to proprietary engines, where
Ah.
these developers, like, I think you remember like back in the day when like the Cry engine was brand new and Crysis was doing things visually that no one
Dude,
ever
I remember.
thought.
I remember
you
like,
know.
when it came out, it was like, what?
Yeah, it was like impossibly
Yeah.
good looking in terms of its visuals. And I think I'm part of the majority saying that I'm so sick of Unreal Engine 5 and all of its issues. And I know a lot of it has really been ironed out. And if you just take your time with the engine, like you can make a really smooth, good looking product. Like Arc Raiders is using Unreal Engine 5, and it doesn't have any of the common issues, at least in my experience, that most UE5 games do have. But one thing that I think Pearl Abyss absolutely nailed with Crimson Desert was first like the decision to use their own in-house engine for this game, and then the execution of it, because it's really like exactly what they promised it would be in terms of its scope, in combination with its visual fidelity, the density of the map itself, and all of the systems and the NPCs, everything that's happening. Like it's all happening in real time, like in the game's clock, or like day-night cycle, I should say. And like everything, you can follow random NPCs around and see them just going about their day-to-day, just doing their chores or like doing their jobs. Like
I love
going
that,
back to
dude.
their homes.
And I don't know
Yeah.
why more games don't do that. I mean, freaking Tales of the Shire does that. Like, why can't more games? I remember that was such a big deal with Red Dead 2, where it was like you can follow this person throughout their entire day and see them go to work and blah 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 and all this stuff. And I feel like so many games just don't do that anymore. Even as much as I love the Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote games, everybody's just kind of standing there. At least from what I remember.
No, yeah, you're right.
So
It was a
I
little
love that
better in
stuff.
Ghost of Yote, but still,
Yeah.
like it's just more for show
Mhm.
Dude,
in those games.
I almost disagree. I think it's almost the opposite.
Oh.
I think
In
Who
Ghost
cares?
of Yote?
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
who
for
cares?
the
show,
argument
like,
itself. Yeah.
yeah, like which one is for show and which one's not. Like, I don't
Mhm.
log on to Red Dead to follow the one-armed Civil War vet
I do.
around. I'm like, it's cool, and I'm like, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, like it's awesome that you can do that.
Mhm.
And when I've exhausted all of the things in the game that are actually interesting and fun, like that kind of thing is cool, because you're like, oh, sick, like I can like I can spend a couple hours in the game doing this thing or whatever. But like I get so frustrated when that's like a selling point of a game, because I'm like, oh, that's so sick. The best part of this game is not playing it and watching some rando
Well,
NPC mow the lawn. Like,
exactly.
I
I've definitely
I
never
just don't think
done
it
that.
is.
I've never followed anyone around, but I feel like you can tell that it is the case, and it just makes it feel way more alive.
yeah.
Like with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Ghost
yeah.
games, like I've seen you be standing there day and night
Mhm.
saying the same stuff. Whereas this is
You
like,
didn't have to go to the bathroom or nothing.
yeah,
Well, and-
nothing new. You
I mean, it's a
hungry?
game. It's a game design issue, not a quality thing. So like that, I
Yeah.
think that's where I get frustrated with it. Where like when people are like,
Yeah.
oh, the quality of the NPCs in GTA or Red Dead or whatever are so much better. I remember this conversation going on a lot when Starfield came out, and it's like,
Ooh.
where did they go? Whatever. And I'm like, who cares? I'm trying to play this game, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that's cool, and I'm not dogging on it. Like that's like a waste of time or anything like that. But I'm like using it as a sales point for quality. I'm like, could you have not? And I know something, and maybe you could speak to this a little bit more having played it, Austin. But like something people I've seen criticized a lot are the controls, and I'm like,
Oh boy, we'll get there.
maybe have focused more on how I'm gonna interact with your game every single second of me playing it than whether an NPC can go to work or take poops or whatever. um that's like my thing with it a little where I'm like, it's cool, but don't use it as a sales point. That's like, those are sprinkles, not the ice cream.
Yeah, I certainly get that argument, and because at the end of the day, like that's going to add value for some people, and for others, it's not going to at all. But for me, and probably some others that like do like that part of the game, it definitely adds to the immersion when
Right.
otherwise that immersion could easily be broken by very obvious like standstill. Like I know Dragon Age the Veilguard had a big issue. Well, players took issue with the fact that you could tell the game was originally designed with online play in mind, and none of the NPCs move at all. They're like standard, like they just stay at their post throughout the duration of the game. So I do really like just knowing that like all the NPCs are going to do their thing regardless of me being there. I think that's really cool and definitely adds immersion for me, but that doesn't add value to the game for someone who's playing it more for just out there gear hunting and trying to beat the game as quickly as possible and that kind of thing. It's something I do enjoy to see. Not a deal breaker by any means, if that can't be the case, but it is something really cool, especially considering like the size and scope of the game itself.
Yeah.
Being able to have systems like that in place, again, I think is like a huge advantage to have because they're using their own engine, and not to mention just like how good the game looks overall. Like you walk into a town, even like these like smaller towns, they're really busy looking. Like people are walking all over the place. They're talking to each other. Sometimes they're dancing or they're sitting somewhere and eating and drinking. And there's like always a couple of things. Like there's a place where there's livestock and there's some merchants selling things, and then like some housing. Like at bare minimum, those three things are going to be in any town you can kind of walk across.
I love it, dude. It's not a deal breaker for me for stuff like that, but it's probably more than most. Just because I love the immersion and for a world to feel as alive as possible. That's almost like that's one of the top things for me.
Yeah.
Because like I hear like this, you don't want to play this game for the story or for other certain things. But like I was talking to you the other day, I was like, dude, even if it's like certain things are mad, but if it's an amazing open world and I can like do fun quests and stuff like that, that's almost good enough for me. I did have one question. Is it kind of like one of my favorite things about like open world games is kind of like Far Cry or the Ghost games where you're like taking over outposts and you're like slowly checking off parts of the map and like clearing areas. Is there any of that? Because I feel like that would be very satisfying for me if it's like this village is overtaken, let me go liberate this village or whatever. I feel like I haven't seen much of that, but if there's something kind of like it, I would be into that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of it. There's a lot of that. It's actually like the best of both worlds when it comes to that, because you have clearing certain outposts of like a bunch of bandits or something, and then you kind of free up that region. Like the more bandits you clear from these camps, the region becomes like cleansed of those, kind of like a Ghost of Tsushima thing. And then you, at the same time, you also have kind of a more Assassin's Creed style revealing of the map, like revealing the fog of war by finding bell towers and ringing the bells, and then it'll clear the map out and show you like named places and locations, and spots on the map where you can like mine certain ore or find materials, things like that. So it's really both of those, and it's a lot. It's across at least the first section of this gigantic map, which I really haven't even ventured far outside of the opening area. Like after you get through the intro to the game, there's just so much to do right there at the very start. Like I feel like I'm nowhere close to being done, like ready to move on from where I'm at right now, which is like a little intimidating, like a little bit overwhelming, which some aspects of the game definitely are. But it's also like, man, I feel like I could just spend a lot of time here and take my time and just kind of go at my own pace. I'm not really in a rush. It's also, man, I've been playing Arc Raiders for so long, like and I finished Ghost of Yote so quickly that I feel like single player games have been what I've experienced between then and now, like with Silent Hill F and like Terminator Resistance. These are like a lot shorter, like narrative focused games that you get through in a few sittings, but this is one like single player game that's just so expansive. It's like a Breath of the Wild or Skyrim or something like that, where something is going to grab your attention every 20 to 30 seconds while you're just walking through the map, and it's just going to add to your time played. But it's been really, really fun for me so far. I like it a lot. It's definitely odd. Like, it doesn't feel... Someone said this. Maybe Luke Stevens said this, or maybe it was a Skill Up or somebody like that. But the game feels like it wasn't designed with certain, like, modern game design principles in mind.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's hard to describe, but things like how the controls feel like they've reverted back to the Rockstar method, where you're tapping A to sprint and you're pressing X to jump.
Awful.
I'm like, I thought we got away from.
They got to. I'm surely they'll fix that. I mean, I don't know what they were thinking in the first place, but that's got to be one of the many things that they can actually fix.
Yeah, I don't think they will change it, to be honest, because I saw a tweet from I think it was like the lead designer of the game or somebody like that, and he was saying something like it's kind of like like an acquired taste or something becoming second nature, or like riding a bike after 30 or so hours, it's going to feel like second nature to you.
Yeah.
But in the beginning,
I have a problem with that, man.
It's really off-putting in the beginning, and they have fixed a few things I will mention, because there already is a patch besides the day one patch that has fixed some things, which you mentioned. It nerfed a boss and, made some other item like stash changes and things like that. But yeah, I don't think they're going to change the controls, at least not. You can remap your keyboard in your bindings and things like that, but if you're on PC at least. But yeah, I get the feeling they're not going to take that type of feedback, honestly.
Interesting.
That's wild. I have a problem with. I can respect it. I really do. But like, I guess what I have a problem with is like, it's the same with like, for me, TV shows. When people are like, "Oh, dude, like 4 episodes in, it's really, really good," and I'm like,
After
"There's
the first or
only
second
7." Yeah, or like there's 4 seasons. They're like, season 1 and 2 are unwatchable, but if you can get through them, and I'm like, I don't know, and I don't think like, and all this to say, I'm still like positive on the Crimson Desert side of things. Like, I think it looks really cool. Yeah. But I don't like all the responses I've been seeing from people who like the game. I do think Luke Stevens has probably done the best job, in my opinion, that I've seen, of like
Tampering
explaining
expectations
pros and cons. Like he's like, hey, this game is really good. It's also very difficult to enjoy. Like he's like, I enjoy it because he's like, I'm spending hours and hours and hours streaming it and playing it and getting neck deep in these systems and really understanding them. He's like, not everybody's gonna want to do that. And if you don't want to do that, this isn't the game for you. I kind of want to do it. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't like it when, like, especially like the devs and stuff are like, you kind of just gotta muscle through it. Like, I know it's bad, but you'll get used to it, and
Yeah, it's like they
make it
can't
good.
really have any perspective on that because they've been developing the game for so
Yes.
long. Like they have
Yeah,
no idea how we feel right now.
right.
But yeah, I
Eh,
like your point. Luke Stevens definitely his coverage of it and his opinions definitely feel very like balanced and unbiased
mhm.
in my
Yeah, I agree.
opinion. I'm excited to hear like the skill up review because he typically aligns similarly to Luke Stevens. I like his video content style a little bit better, but that's just a taste preference thing for me. But he was like he mentioned he did get an early review code and was playing it, but before the review embargo was up, he's going to all these different conferences and stuff. So I'm excited to see his review of the game, but I will say like the controls are probably a major roadblock for a lot of people, just because like so those things the easy to explain things like X on an Xbox controller layout, X is jump and A tapping A to sprint, like that's obviously I think objectively not great controls.
Mhm.
But then there's other things that are harder to explain, like when you can hold a bunch of items that are equipable, like tools and weapons and other things that help you with puzzles and things like that. When you these items use the same slot, but when you're on a controller, in order to get to them, it's almost like if you remember when Skyrim first came out, the favorites menu where
Mhm.
you have to
Yeah.
essentially pause the game to switch the weapons that you're holding.
Yeah.
That does not feel as smooth as even when Breath of the Wild does it, where you just hold a certain button in the menu. It's like a quick menu where you just
Yeah.
swap to a branch that has more durability or whatever, like in the early game. But this,
Mhm.
it's like really feels like you're pausing the game and selecting the inventory slot and then selecting again to change the item that you're using.
Mhm.
And this is like happening while you're maybe while you're in combat, or you just want to try fishing, or you need to mine a rock and you need to switch to your pickaxe. Or I've seen a lot of people complaining about how stingy the trees are with the timber that you get from cutting them down.
Oh my
It just takes
gosh.
so much time to get through the menu to do this stuff, and of course,
Mhm.
like with repetition, it's it won't feel as bad, but it just like in the early games, still getting used to this, not having all this stuff memorized. Sometimes I'll sit there at a puzzle and I'm thinking, was this the one where I'm supposed to use the blue grapple hook, or is this one where I'm supposed to use the green nature thing? And if it's the other one, is it L1 and
Oh my gosh.
R1, or is it the Y and B at the same time? Like, and I
Yeah.
just sit there for a second, like, there's only so many buttons on this thing, guys. Like,
Yeah.
what do you expect us to do?
It's like, I talk about games that you play for a while and then you leave, and when you come back you can't really remember how to play. I feel like
Oh,
you can't do that with this game, dude.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
terrified of that. Of
yeah.
that happening.
It's one cool thing about this game is all the like tiny little details of like you can pick up a cat and carry it around. I've seen people being like, you can cook your chicken using this ability and like shining the sun on it on a cliff or something like that. And it's really cool, but it's kind of like what Brian was saying, was like you may be focusing on the wrong thing. Like that sort of thing in a game that's already super polished is really cool, where people are like, oh my gosh, and this too. And people are noticing it, but the fact that they're having so many other issues and you can do that, it's kind of like, man, big rocks get down to the little rocks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's my issue with Breath of the Wild. Like
Oh,
it,
hot take.
or not Breath of the Wild, but like Tears of the Kingdom. Sorry. Where it's like, dude, the hard part of this game is just getting to the spot where I can play. That's not interesting. to me, and I don't think it doesn't look like Crimson Desert suffers from the same thing, but it's like don't build these like barriers. Like it's cool that I can do anything at all in this game. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of like the thing.
Yeah.
But like I
Yes.
don't need. It's not actually more fun to be able to do it all at once.
Yeah.
Because then I can't do it. Like you're gonna have a lot of people are gonna have like analysis paralysis. Other people like me are like, bro, I'm just trying to climb this freaking cliff. What button is climb? Like I'm not trying to like spend time in menus to figure out how to get to the top. Like
Yeah.
that should not be the hard part of this game. I think like Breath of the Wild actually like did that well, where it's like if you just kind of walk up to something, you kind of just start climbing it. To where I'm more frustrated sometimes that I'm like, dude, stop climbing. But like, I don't know. That's been my main worry. Is like I feel like initially I was very very pumped for this game when I like first saw the thing, the like trailer and all of that for it and the announcements. But like the more stuff came out, the more I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no, because I'm like, you guys are just stuffing it. This seems like 5 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
It's a
so
lot.
it looks,
Yeah.
it still looks really good and so interesting. I'm so scared to spend the money on it because I'm like, I don't want to spend 30 hours in a menu to then spend 10 hours playing a game, kind of thing.
Yeah. I will say, like, to your point, yeah, things. So the climbing in this game is really good because it's more similar to Breath of the Wild, but the parts that you mentioned that are a problem actually happen a lot more in interiors rather than outside because the geometry is just so different and the camera zoomed out so far back typically. Like when you go inside, it doesn't feel like Cliff's walking speed is well adjusted to how tight like the insides of buildings are. So you do end up like fighting with the camera a little bit or getting stuck on something, things like that. But I do like, so the climbing being pretty similar to Breath of the Wild is great. And I think they accounted for the low amount of stamina that you start with because every like, even if it looks like a sheer cliff face, there's always like a little ledge that's right there, right where you need it to get your stamina back to continue climbing. So you'll never get stuck like running out of stamina trying to climb up something, which I do appreciate. Interiors weren't designed as well thought out from my experience so far, but I do appreciate that. One other thing, I think that we've brought this up before, Stephen. Maybe you mentioned how some of the art direction can look very different from each other, like how there's, you know, like a steampunk mech, but there's also a dragon, like high fantasy stuff, and then there's like these weird like cube and glyph type things, like elements like that, not working super well together. So obviously I'm not that far into the game, but I will say like the opening area feels really strong and cohesive in terms of its design. It feels very high fantasy, and like all of the I think it's a good first impression and something that gets you used to maybe some of that later on, because like all of the villagers are all they're really essentially the same, but some of them look very different. Like some of them are orcs, like or goblins or whatever. They're green, their skin is light green, they have long pointed ears and they're shorter than most people. And then there's some like giants, like people that are 8 feet tall, big, strong and muscly, and have, you know, fangs that like orcs typically do, but it doesn't affect like the NPCs themselves. Like there's no like factions aren't based around race, if that makes sense, like a Sky, like an Elder Scrolls type of system. So I noticed that, and I think that's kind of that's a little bit different. So I like that, and the cohesiveness of the first area feels better for that, I think. So it's like mostly high fantasy, and then I come across something that was like still kind of fits in, but felt so different, like very visually striking to me. So I was following just a quest marker. I was headed to like some guy that needed rescue or something like that, and I kind of veered off the path a little bit because there was some elevation but the path kept going. So I decided to follow that instead of going up to where the quest marker was. And I go into like this swamp type area where the trees are bigger, moss covered, closer together, like a lot more dense, and there's like ferns and a lot of foliage around. And I'm like slowly walking through because, you know, if you watch the gameplay trailers and stuff, you'll notice like foliage moves according to the wind. It's very reactive. It's very busy looking. It looks great in action as well. It's really cool to see, you know, limbs and leaves and things like that getting affected all at the same time. So I'm walking through this like swamp area, and I start to see these like golden flower pots, like filled with flowers, and then like completely made of gold, just flying like through the air, like being held up by these like flying insects and stuff like that. And it almost starts to look like a Studio Ghibli film or something. And I was like, wow, that is super interesting. Like this looks like a really cool, like cozy place. And then in the same swamp over to my left, there's this old rickety black wooded moss covered hut that's guarded by like 30 bandits or something like that, and it's all like stuck in the swamp and stuff. So like liberating that, like killing all of those bandits, like turns it into something that looks so different than all the regular, like a lot of farmland, livestock and things like that. And this is just its own little pocket of like a enchanted swamp, and it's just right there next to, you know, every like all the normal stuff you've seen from the beginning of the game. And I was like, wow, this looks very different and very cool, but it was just interesting that it's right there at the start. And then, you know, it just made me think like there are piloted mechs and stuff like that in this game later on that I'm going to see. And I don't know if it's going to mesh super well. Like I feel like a swamp, an enchanted swamp kind of meshes well to like a more medieval looking thing because it's a fantasy game. But you just can't imagine like a steam powered robot walking through this swamp.
Yeah. It's just like such a mishmash of genres. Even in Ghost of Yotei, I didn't want to use the guns. I was like, I'm probably not going to use the guns very often, dude. I just like the samurai sword and stuff.
I was the same way with that because
yeah,
I'm like,
I use them as
I'm
little
like,
as possible.
it's cool, but I'm not. I don't know.
Yeah.
It breaks the immersion for me, even though that one is.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, historically they were there, but like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It almost just feels like it should be separate. Like I have sword. Don't put guns in my sword game.
Yeah, come on, dude.
yeah.
Not to get political, but don't
Yeah,
put
Don't put swords in my gun game, dude.
Yeah, well, again, just like an immersive world is a big on my list, so I feel like I'll enjoy it. Honestly, like just some of my favorite memories of games are like those like slow moments, just exploring the world. I remember Assassin's Creed Origins, just like the ambiance of the like Egyptian town, like the map in Assassin's Creed Origins was like huge, kind of like way too big, but it had some really cool stuff. And just like, I don't know, the way they did the sound design of like making it seem like things were happening all around you in the distance, like the echoes and stuff like that you don't really think about, but it just makes it feel so lived in. How's the audio, the sound design in this game for you so far?
Yeah, it's really good. It's really, really good. I did want to mention the music is also really good. It feels like how the soundtracks for Elder Scrolls like fit into those games.
Yeah,
Nice.
buddy.
It feels a lot like that, especially like that main menu theme is like, it's not something loud and bombastic like how the Elden Ring main menu theme is. It's definitely something more somber sounding, which I really, really like. And then like certain themes will play at certain times of the day, like at nighttime, depending on like where you are on the map, like what kind of location you're in. Certain songs will play, and it's really, really good. And then one thing that I will say, like outside of just the audio design itself, that kind of is more of a negative for me, would be like the voice acting. It feels very localized, if you will. Like yeah, people don't
Sounds like they're in a booth or something. Like
they well, the thing is, like, yeah, it's you can tell they're reading off of a script for the most part. Like a lot of the NPCs, like nothing with the main characters or the main story has been a problem, but with all the NPCs, like their dialogue feels really generic and script heavy.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't feel very natural, and characters talk over each other a lot, which like they don't interrupt each other and stop talking. They just talk over each other all at the same
Yeah.
time. Sometimes
Not
I'm like,
not super uncommon in games, but definitely when it happens, it's like, oh my gosh. There have been times in man, something I played recently. It may have been Baldur's Gate, either Baldur's Gate or Cyberpunk, where I'm like, dude, I literally cannot hear what this important part is because I trigger like an NPC around me starting to have a chat with another NPC.
yeah. And some of the dialogue with the NPCs feels like an anime voiceover at times. Like it's really exaggerated and obnoxious. But yeah, nothing like that with the main characters so far that I've experienced, which is good. But yeah, otherwise there's a lot to like about the audio design and the soundtrack. I'm really liking. I couldn't find it streaming anywhere, but I do want to listen to more of it because it sounds great so far.
It's not on Spotify? Dang.
Not last time I checked. At least I couldn't find it, but I'm sure it'll be up there somewhere. But
Yeah.
I've been really enjoying the music I've been hearing so far.
Nice.
I was going to mention also, like, there's so many of these systems, and like specifically when we're talking about like cooking and fishing, things like that, that aren't required in the game. Like you don't have to do these things. Of course, you get benefits, like you get buffs from cooking and eating, like recipes. Like you can find recipes and stuff throughout the game, and they give you certain buffs depending on what ingredients you use. But you can just buy or collect regular healing items, like the basic stuff, and handle combat just fine. Your health bar also recharges naturally, like outside of combat.
oh, nice.
Yeah, so, and maybe in combat as well, I'm not sure. It's like kind of slow, but like I haven't run out of healing items yet, and I don't feel like I really need, like, I'm sure, like you mentioned before, Stephen, with like difficulty spikes with the bosses and things like that, I'm sure you'll want it, maybe, prepare by
Cook
having
some sandwiches.
Yeah, get some sandwiches.
Yep.
Yeah, something that either extends your HP or like stamina, things like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure. But outside of just fighting, the one or two bosses and handful of bandit camps that I've encountered, I haven't needed
Yeah.
to really utilize that.
Yeah, a lot of games, I don't know, a lot of games just have like lots of mechanics, and I feel like people are like, there's just too much, and I'm like, well, just don't do it all, I mean,
Yeah.
in Breath of the Wild, I never cooked until like closer to the end, where I was
wow.
like, frick, I need to,
I didn't
it,
either.
like when you
I
get in the
almost
like
never
hot area and you have to have like cold
Yeah.
tuna on your stomach.
Yeah.
Um,
right.
Or like even in Cyberpunk, I never, like my inventory was full of energy bar and protein drinks
Dude,
that buff your
I
stamina.
same
or whatever.
thing, dude.
I
I
never
have
think about
such a
that
hard
stuff.
time engaging with boring parts of video games. Like, I'm like, this is
Fair, that's fair.
literally supposed to be 100% fun. Every portion of what I do here should be fun. There's no part of this that should be intentionally boring. This isn't a. There's the guy that did like those really artsy movies.
Oh boy.
Paul. Oh, you mean
They're all like very symmetrical, or whatever.
yeah,
You know what I'm talking
Wes
about?
Anderson.
Wes Anderson. Yeah, I was like, this isn't like a Wes Anderson thing where it's like, this is like homework for humanity, where it's like, oh, you all have to watch it because like obviously they're high quality, but they're boring. It's boring, and and I feel the same way about like cooking and fishing in video games. Like, you can fish and stuff in Red Dead, and I'm like, bro, Arthur should die. Like
Oh,
when I'm
wow.
fishing and you're like, there's that guy you meet and he's like, you gotta catch a 4-pounder to get this lure. I'm like, can I just not? Can I not though? And it's
But-
you have to do it to get through.
Brian doesn't have to do that,
Close.
but somebody who does want to do it can do it, and that's the beauty. Dude.
Just no. Go play a fishing game. That guy's already playing a fishing game.
But see, I
like,
love action games, but sometimes I want to fish. You know what I'm saying? And I can do it all, and I don't have to stand up and swap out a disc to get Bass Pro 2005 in there.
Is what year is it? Freaking 2005. Like,
Okay. I get the
also
point.
maybe
Look,
just go fish, dude. Go
Oh,
fish in a lake,
ew,
man.
icky, gross,
Like-
dude. Touch worms.
I will say, like, I would be happy. Maybe I'm more on Brian's side here a little bit, I guess. But like, I would be happy to engage with the fishing system in like an action adventure or RPG game. But I've just found like I'm way more obviously like playing a game like Stardew Valley, where that's one of your main ways to make income. Like, that makes me want to learn the fishing mechanics and play that and get really good at it. But in something like Crimson Desert, I don't feel as motivated to do. And I'm not going to write it off completely. I'm totally willing to try it out. And I've honestly tried to fish in this game and I can't catch anything. I
Loser.
must be doing. I'm following the instructions on screen. I'm
Dude.
just.
Sounds like you're bad at the game, dude.
Dude, that literally makes me want to like die, dude. Is when it's stuff like that where I'm like
I haven't caught anything.
people say it's so like relaxed, like oh, like that's the cozy part of the game. I'm like, no, it isn't.
It's the hardest.
That's the most stressful part of this game.
That's Stardew Valley,
I'm like-
dude. That was the most stressful
And it's like,
part
how
for
do
me.
I cast? How do I cast my? And then it's like, oh, too far. You're on the other side of the lake. Now your fishing pole's broken. You got to go to town and buy a new one or get it repaired. And I'm like,
God, you.
I'm
Oh,
like,
man,
how about
that's-
I use
that's
the
kinda
two
what
ends of the
happened to me
fishing
today.
pole to stab
It
them
was-
into the eyes of whatever the merchant is that's gonna sell me
Nice,
this.
dude.
Like,
It
Dude,
was interesting. Like, oh, go ahead, Steven.
I was going to kind of change subject, so go ahead.
Well, in terms of fishing in Crimson Desert, like, you do have to, at least with the starting. I didn't even have a fishing pole, and the tutorial pops up for it when I get close to something, and it's like, hold L2. First of all, you have to go into your inventory wheel and select the fishing pole, and then hold L2 to aim it. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I go into my inventory. Okay, I definitely don't have a fishing pole, so let me just do that first, and then come back to the tutorial.
oh, dude, yeah.
Then it's like,
You're
okay,
describing
let me
my
equip it.
nightmare.
Now- then I equip it. Okay, now go to the river. The icon is red while I'm aiming at the river. Like, is that good or bad? And then I'm like, okay, let me get a little bit closer. I have to get literally 2 feet away from the spot I'm aiming at before it turns blue, and I can put my lure down.
Mm.
And then after that, I get another tutorial prompt on how to pull the stick away from the fish, like pull the opposite direction. And then you have to use the right stick and spin it in a circle to reel it in. And then, of course, if there's anything in your way, oh, your line snapped because there was an obstacle. I
That'll
tried
do
it
it.
4 or 5 times in a row, and I couldn't catch anything. So I just kind of moved on from that.
Dude,
But,
that's when I'm like Alt F4. I'm done. I'm done for
yeah.
today.
I was like,
I did that.
I'll come back to fishing when I'm in a fishing mood, I think.
I did that today. With I didn't put it in my thing because I played it for literally 10 minutes because I started over Halo Combat CE because I was like I just kind of want to play through it. I kind of want
Combat
to engage with
CE?
that story again.
Combat.
Combat Evolved.
Yeah,
Jeez,
combat evolved.
Your VIN number
He's playing
over here.
the new version you've never heard of, Steven.
Yeah. It's the anniversary.
Oh, nice, dude. To
Yeah,
combat.
the 27th annual release. But I got to this part where it's like the second mission when you're on the Halo ring, right?
Mhm.
And
Oh, yeah.
and like you can't sprint, which drives me freaking nuts, but I get it. It's an old game. And you're like walking and the ghosts are shooting at you. And finally you get to the like this place, and I got to the second area where you're in the warthog, and I died, and it like put me back at the like where you crash. And I was like, I think we're done for today. I think that was plenty. Just because I was like, dude, that's such a beatdown, and I kind of feel that way sometimes with these. Obviously they're cool and they're a good way to like craft and like Breath of the Wild and stuff. Like, I know I didn't cook either until late in the game, but then it was like, oh, you want 70 like extra hearts to go up against this boss. you gotta, roast some deer meat or whatever. And I'm like, that's cool, man. But then it turns that what it does. Here's what I don't like is it turns the game from an action adventure fantasy RPG where you are strong and have cool weapons and you're fighting bad guys to like Cabela's Deer Hunter 2014. And I'm like walking around, roaming around the hills, reloading checkpoints to try and respawn deer. And I'm wasting arrows and I'm using up durability on my bows and I'm like all this stuff to try and get this so that I can go fight the boss. And then by the time I have it, then I'm like, oh crap, now I need a new bow because I used up all my bows. And I'm like, bro.
I think you guys are just
Like-
bad at games, guys.
I was gonna say
Pretty good.
inventory management. It kind of sounds like the problem here.
Yeah, it might be because I was just so frustrated. Like that kind of stuff frustrates the crap out of me, and especially even in
Yeah.
Skyrim, who I think did it well, like with the mining.
Yep.
It goes right into your inventory.
Oh my
menu
gosh.
system's pretty snappy and great. But you still have
Yeah.
to watch your guy mine for like
Mm.
What's
20 minutes.
crazy now that you mention it, like in Crimson Desert, when you're doing the mining, like it doesn't take long. Thank goodness. It's like really you just have to find the right spot, and it's just one hit. But like 2 ores fall out and like start rolling away from you, and
Oh,
you're like, oh crap,
dude.
I gotta go pick them up individually.
Wait.
Dude, it's like arc raiders with like apricots, dropping like
Yeah.
lemons and apricots and stuff. Where it's like, oh, here, take this.
They're
I
trying
got- I
to
got
roll
this for
away
you.
as far
And
away
it's
from you.
it's like it's got an
I've
engine or
lost them.
something.
In Arc,
Yeah.
I've literally lost them from that happening. Like,
Oh,
you
I
look
give
away
up.
for 1 second and it's down the river or something.
When
I
somebody's
don't-
like, "Oh, you need mushrooms or you need apricots?" Like, here, like I'm gonna drop it for you, and I see it like take off, and I'm like, "Bah, it's gone forever." like-
Thanks anyway. Man, I don't want to talk too much hate on Crimson Desert because I'm, for one, not that far into the game, like as opposed to, the 200 plus hours that it's offering. But also because I am enjoying it. It definitely feels like it reminds me of playing like one of those brand new AAA games that you don't realize until afterwards, but it kind of changes the gaming landscape in one way or another, whether it's like the open world game design of Skyrim, or something like Breath of the Wild, with its combination of mechanics and a big different like design from previous titles, whatever else, things like that.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I am really having a lot of fun with the game. It's intimidating. It's really overwhelming at times, like frustrating with the controls. But overall, like when you're like exploring the open world, unlocking things on the map, when you're in combat, like all that stuff feels really good. It looks really good. It's really satisfying to play. It's super immersive, and like getting things done, like off your checklist and things like that, like doing things around town or talking to merchants or doing all these different things. All these systems are so far for the most part have been really fun to interact with, so I'm really enjoying the game, looking forward to spending a lot more time with it.
Nice.
Honestly, that's getting me more excited because the reviews I've been seeing have been so polarized.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I sent you guys that thing earlier. Like IGN gave it a 6, but then
Yeah.
it gave High Ground and Concord both 7s, and I'm like, look, I know. I was just talking about, we're kind of doing it for laughs and stuff. But like some of the mechanics I think are dumb or whatever, but like
Yeah.
genuinely, this game looks pretty amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
Like there are probably for sure flaws or things that could optimized or changed or whatever, but like it looks amazing, and I'm really excited. I will play it at some point, but it just makes me wonder. I'm like, those other 2 games were garbage upon arrival, and we knew
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And they give them
They are also
7s.
both offline and will no
Yeah.
longer
Crazy,
ever
dude.
be able to play it.
Crazy.
Both of them lasted like what, like a few
4 weeks.
months.
Concord was like a
Yeah,
week,
yeah.
and Highguard was like a few weeks.
Yeah,
And
I
I'm
think
like-
Concord was like 11 or 12 days.
Crazy.
And
they
they're
shut it down.
IGN. I know here at the Moviga podcast we have a lot of pull with you guys. You need to fire those people. Like, no, I mean, and I mean that in like a actual business sense. Like I get it, different people can have different experiences with it. They can't have that different of experiences because it's a game. Like they're all playing the same game, and the world hated it so much that it died in like a few weeks. But your guy was like, "It's better than Crimson Desert." Though.
I need to watch
And,
the
like,
Concord review again. I'm curious.
It's just
I
not.
don't know
Those
if I
games
ever
are
watched it.
not better than this game. Like obviously,
Yeah, there's
And
no
so,
way. There's
I don't understand this. I'm not saying that this is a 10 out of 10. I'm not just trying to
No,
glaze
yeah.
Crimson Desert or anything like that. Like honestly, to me, it looks super solid, really great. But I'm like, a 6, dude? Come on.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's
Like that
wild.
seems like such a disconnect, especially like when you think about it. Maybe the numbering system is the problem here. Like grading something like this from 1 to 10. Maybe that's the underlying issue between all this, but it's almost like you have to realize that your number is your recommendation.
Yeah.
And for something like this, I don't think even the average gamer would say that this is a 6 out of 10. I think
No,
it would
dude.
be a much higher number.
In my mind, like, having just played a bunch of games kind of calibrated against other people's reviews, not for this specifically, but just in general. I have not played it, but like the reception I've seen, the trailers, the gameplay, the Twitch gameplay, all that sort of stuff that I've seen, I'm like, this is obviously an above average game.
Yeah.
What the heck are we doing talking in the 6 realm? People should be upset that it got a 7, or like, people are like, oh, it's a 10. No, it's an 8. Like, kind of conversations.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't get this at all.
This is just not really related, but it reminds me of when I think GameSpot gave the Gollum game a higher review than Warhammer 40K 2.
Yeah, dude. Or the Space Marine 2. Yeah.
Space Marine 2, that's it. Yeah,
dude.
Space
And
Marine 2
everybody was
got
like,
a lower score than Gollum.
What? It's like, who did this? Like, fire that guy.
Yeah.
Fire
They
that
gave
guy. The game
they
doesn't
gave Gollum
operate.
a 6 and Space Marine 2 a 5.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
And I'm
Space
like
Marine 2 is
not,
also awesome.
I was gonna say I am not the target audience for Warhammer because I don't know anything about that universe, and I played Space Marine 2, and I liked it. I thought it was a really good game. You can see the level of quality in it, and for me, it's not a 10 out of 10 game. It's close for me. It's closer to like a 7.5 and 8 or 8 out of 10, and like I just can't comprehend like what is going through these people's minds when they're assigning numbers
Yeah, I don't get it
to
all.
these scores. It's
I
so
don't get it.
strange. But anyway, just to wrap up on Crimson Desert because we're way out of time for that. I'm like I said, I'm really looking forward to playing more of it. I feel like at this point I don't even really know much about the story, but I think that may be by design because I think the story itself, just going through that with minimal side content, is like can be between 60 to 80 hours from what I've heard. So I think things are going to start coming into place a lot more soon. But I am having fun kind of just interacting, exploring, doing all the different things that you can do. And then the combat on top of that being really fun is just great. And plus the wingsuit, I think Breath of the Wild like really opened the door for like open world game design, like giving players the ability to like use a glider of sorts. And I know it's been done before, like in certain ways, but the way that Breath of the Wild did it in games after Breath of the Wild that have implemented the same system just completely benefited from that.
Yeah.
And like having a wingsuit that you can just activate while you're falling just makes traveling around these gigantic maps way more efficient and also a lot of fun. So I'm really enjoying that as well. So far I'm really loving it, and I'm just excited to play more.
I do have
Sick.
one final question.
Yeah.
Character customization. Is there anything I can do to not make the main character look like Joey Tribbiani?
You can put a helmet on.
There you
but
go.
other than
Put a paper
yeah,
bag
other
over
than
his
that,
face.
yeah, you can. So you don't get to customize your character in terms of their looks, but there are of course like tons of armor options. Like helmet, chest piece, legs, gloves, boots, like all that kind of stuff. So
Okay,
there's
well that's
that.
cool.
Let's see.
Yeah, Cliff is his own character, his own design, but you can change the clothes that he's wearing.
I'll tell you another reason I'm tempted to wait is like let some walkthroughs get out there on the internet. You know what I'm saying? I've heard some of the puzzles are like, what the heck am I supposed to do? And I
Well,
obviously would avoid walkthroughs but for some stuff where I was just like, dude, I don't know where this one thing is. Sometimes it's nice to like come to like I played Cyberpunk years after things. So like if I ever had a question, the answer was online, and I feel like that's going to take a long time for this game.
I agree. I think it's going to, especially because like the early review codes didn't go out for so long. Still before the game released, but not long enough for enough people to get everything out there. Like that even happened with Lies of P. Like I'm just trying to look up something and I'm not getting any results. I'm like, okay, so nobody figured this out, or if they did, they didn't post it anywhere. So I'm like, I'll just figure it out or move on to something else, I guess.
I was just scrolling Facebook today and somebody posted like, for everyone who's curious, this is what you're supposed to do with this mirror puzzle. And I literally, they were like, I worked at this for hours. Nobody knows anything. So here it is. And I screenshotted it. I was like, you know what? For whenever I do play this game and I encounter this puzzle, I'm going to be like, let me check my photo album from March. Anyway.
Nice.
GG's. Well, I definitely will probably pick it up at some point. And glad it's out. Glad it's in the hands of the world. Been a lot of hype and suspense building up to it. Yeah. So good stuff. Brian, a little bit of Hail Mary thoughts?
Yeah, I'll keep it short because I think it might be cool to maybe next week if some of you guys have seen it, or if we want to get some other people on to like dive deep. Daniel Brooks, or like I said, if you guys have seen it next week, dive deep into it because there's some
here's your invitation.
Really, really cool story stuff and some really in-depth character studies that I think are like deserving of a lot of time. So I don't want to spend a bunch of time on it tonight, but overall, I'm gonna say I think it's one of the best movies to come out in the last several years. I think it's like a love letter to people who love movies. It feels very Spielbergian, a little bit. It's the cinematography is exquisite. The transitions in between different scenes, there's like flashback scenes and then scenes modern. There's like, it's always super creative. So like Steve, you'll appreciate this. That's what I love is he's in space, right? And so the orientation is not always, it doesn't always make like sense, right? Like the floor isn't always on the bottom of the screen because like there's zero gravity or something's going on, or it's like he's driving the ship and so he's like strapped into a chair and like his back is to the floor or whatever, right? Any time it would snap to or cut to a flashback, the orientation would not change. So he'd be like on Earth, but the orientation of the camera would stay the same.
Oh my gosh, that is so sick.
It would either
awesome.
like dolly back to make sense,
yeah,
or it would be like somebody would pick up the camera, almost kind of like, oh hey, we're here now, and like pick it up off a table or something or whatever. And
dude, why is that?
And then
so
like
cool? What an interesting.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I was telling Haley like on our drive home, I'm like, it was, you could tell so much care went into this movie to make it feel a very specific way. And the transitions back to space, a lot of times it's like, it's almost like, it would almost be like theater. So like a scene would end and it would be like dramatic. And so it would be like, like somebody was on the other side of the room turning the lights off, like one by one by one by one. And then it would just like, you'd be back in space rather than like, it's just like little things that make this cinematography, or that where the cinematography helps tell the story, and that are just like so great. There were like multiple times I was like, oh yeah, in the movie where I was like, yeah, that's nice.
Oh yeah, shut up down there.
It's a beautiful movie. No green screens, not a one.
Love the puppet.
Whoa.
Love that it's a puppet.
Yep,
rock
puppet. No CGI.
Wait, what? I did not know that.
Yep.
No green
Completely
screens
practical.
Dang. That is so.
Not no CGI. Now obviously they're in space.
Yeah,
and stuff,
sure.
but no
Yeah.
green screens. No. The. I'll talk about it. There is a puppet for something. In the marketing of the book and the marketing of the movie, it was intended to be a spoiler, especially in the book when the book came out. So, going into it with that understanding and trying to know as little as possible about it, really amplifies the experience. So I don't want to like sit here and talk about it. Here's your spoiler warning. Maybe we'll talk about it a little bit more next week. But it's incredible. It makes it. It's so great. Ryan Gosling is flexing this entire movie, dude. Probably his best work as an actor, in my opinion. I love Ryan Gosling. Big Ryan Gosling fan. Drive is one of my favorite movies.
I didn't know that.
Blade Runner.
I actually haven't seen Blade Runner or La La Land, which I know are big ones.
Whoa.
La La Land is not like genre-wise up my alley. Blade Runner 2042 is very much up my alley. I just when it came out, I had watched Blade Runner the original, and I was like, I don't get it. And I think we actually talked about it on the podcast when and Steven was like, you got to watch the new cut of it, or maybe it was you, Austin, where it's like it really like makes it make more sense. And I was like,
Watch it
like,
without
I'll wait.
no narration. That's the way to watch it.
Yeah. And,
I was gonna say I remember that conversation because I feel like I still was on the wrong side of that argument, and then Steven like convinced me just because I had seen it so much. Like I watched
I think Guillermo del Toro likes the narration, but it's because like that's the one he saw in theaters. That's what he loves.
Yeah.
But
Well,
anyway,
so
tangent.
I'm gonna rewatch Blade Runner, and then I want to go back into Blade Runner 2042 with like that mindset. So that's why I've been putting that one off. Crazy Stupid Love is another one of my like guilty pleasure movies.
yes.
And I just love Ryan Gosling. I think he is like not an overrated actor. Like people are like, oh, he's so great, and I'm like, yes he is. I think he's appropriately
Appreciated.
lauded. And this is the best I've ever seen him. I don't know, obviously I haven't seen everything he's ever been in, so it's hard to say it's his best work, but it's the best I've seen. And
it's pretty muted in Blade Runner, like a very stoic.
Yeah, I mean,
character.
Drive 2, he doesn't even have a name.
True.
I was gonna say I feel like for Blade Runner he's very subtle, with some like standout moments, but in La La Land he's just like
dude, he's awesome.
When Brooks
and Nice Guys. Have you seen Nice Guys, dude? Brian?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's
fantastic movie.
But
fantastic.
Brooks and I were talking about this today about like there's some things in the book that they changed, right? Of like how it works, and it kind of shifted the way two characters worked. But I think they did it. That was a good thing because I would have liked the detail as like a sci-fi nerd. I would have liked the detail to have been added into the movie, but I understand why it wasn't. And they didn't just not include it. What they did was they reworked the characters so that it wasn't outside of what. If you read the books, it wasn't outside of like, why is that character doing? But it like kind of like amplified like, oh, like Grace, the main character, he's like kind of shallow and kind of flighty and like keeps everybody at arm's length and whatever. And you're like, there's got to be more to him. And there's like a moment where you're like, no, there's not. And he proves it, and it's like a part of his character development, and like it makes some of the other things that happen like so much more impactful, which is the same thing this detail that was left out did in the book. And then same with this other character where it's like, wow, like this person seems really harsh and kind of heartless and cold. You're like, but then there's these moments of humanization where you're like, oh, there's more to him. No. Like they lean into their like personalities, and they still overcome. There's still like, you know, more development that happens beyond, but it's like they would never. And it's like, no, they absolutely would. And their character absolutely would. Like, it makes total sense. And so I really enjoyed that. Ryan Gosling's performance is I saw somebody call it like incredibly grounded, and I think that that's a really great descriptor.
Ironic.
Because he doesn't, yeah, he doesn't seem. Grace is kind of like a dorky, funny guy. He doesn't overdo it.
Said he texted me after the movie, and he was like, Ryan Gosling is so likable in this.
It's
movie.
incredible. And there's a moment specifically. I'm trying to decide how much of it's a spoiler or
Keep it.
whatever. I'm not going to. But there's a moment where
Oh no, not a moment, Brian.
I'm not. I
No more
won't
moments.
spoil. But like, there's a point in the movie where there's no reason you should care about this specific little outcome, but that outcome shifts, and you shouldn't care. Like, you should not care. It should not be something that matters to us as the audience. But I choked up. Like, I like tears welled up in my eyes because of how good Ryan Gosling's performance was. It wasn't explicitly like communicated. It wasn't whatever, but it was because of how he acted. This character was so understandable and relatable that it was like you felt this moment, right? Like you understood clearly what this meant. And I literally looked over at Haley and I was like, wow, that was some world class acting and writing. I don't want to take away from the writing, but to be honest, like Ryan Gosling shines in this movie, and it's incredible.
Yeah, Brooks texted me, and he said Rylan. Let me try that again.
Please
His name is
don't.
Ryland in the movie.
Don't even try.
He said he's Ryan Gosling is fantastic. He's way more likable than the book version of Ryland.
I haven't read the book. I could see that though, knowing what I know now. Like I went back and read some stuff about the differences and all that. I could totally understand that.
Dude, a likable main character I can't appreciate it enough. It's just always going to make a world of difference. Like
You gotta-
a super likable main character.
This
gotta
is
watch-
such a feel good movie, dude.
I was about to change subject.
Oh, sorry.
I was about to change subject. I keep doing that. Never mind.
Oh.
Forgive me.
Tell me
Oh,
the movie.
you're good.
I was gonna say the lowdown, dude. I don't know why that. I just always go back to that one about how likable freaking Ethan Hawke is in that show. Anyway,
I
go
was
ahead.
I was just thinking about that. Not to change the subject, but because we're about to finish Paradise, and I want to watch something else on Hulu. So
Dude,
probably gonna be
watch
that
the
next.
lowdown, dude.
But yeah, I loved it. I think everybody should go see it. It's PG-13. It's not. It's not like over. It's the sweet spot. It is the sweet spot of movies where it is incredibly stressful at times to watch, hilarious, emotional, like it's like the trope. I laughed, I cried, like it was. It's just great. It's a great film. It's an awesome movie.
I projected my Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting how I always think back to how Phil Lord and Chris Miller started production on Solo and then got kicked off because like the rumor was they relied too heavily on like improv and just weren't well versed in the big budget movie world of like, we can't improv for an hour when we got to move on to the next scene because we don't have this stage for I don't know a few days or whatever. And so I wonder from then to now making a big sci-fi movie what has changed, or maybe Solo would have been great with them
Dude.
attached. I don't know. I'm curious.
I tend to think the latter
Yeah.
because there was improv in this, but like because I've seen a couple interviews with like Ryan Gosling after, but there's also like pranks and stuff. Like Meryl Streep pulled a prank and
Nice.
with them, and it's just really funny, and you can feel it in the film, like that they had fun with it.
That bums me
I-
out a little bit because I wanted to love Solo, and I think it's like it's set up to be a perfect adventure movie.
Yeah.
And I wanted to love it, and I like it, but I don't love it.
Can I can fix Solo for you in one move. The main character needs to not be Han Solo, and that's agreement.
Oh. Why didn't I think of that? Uno.
That is literally like what it like. Keep Lando in there too, and like just
Get
maybe
rid of the
not use
robot.
the Falcon. Oh yeah, definitely get rid of the robot.
Phoebe Waller-Bridge, freaking, gosh, dude,
That's
ruining all my
unfortunate
childhood
'cause,
franchises. Sorry,
like
continue.
modern Star Wars droids have been consistently like some of the most solid. parts of-
True.
but that's a dip right there.
That is quite a dip.
It's a
And
rough
she
one, dude.
she became the Millennium Falcon. That
Yeah,
movie,
I don't
like,
that.
what do you call it? I don't know.
Came
Just
out?
inserted too much like
Oh,
yeah.
universe ruining lore. Like the whole
Yeah.
the Millennium Falcon like had the escape pod on the front. So like
Yeah.
the coolest ship design we've all loved our whole lives is like an incomplete ship. It's like, oh, it wasn't supposed to look like that. That's from an escape pod leaving. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Stupid, dude. Anyway.
I just never
pretty-
think about it. I'm like, thank God that escape pod's gone. 'Cause I'm like, it looks freaking stupid. Go see this movie in theaters. Like, do it. It's super worth it. My overall review.
6 out of 10.
IGN.
Hey. Thumbs. Oh, because of space.
You'll get it if you watch the movie.
Oh. All right, let's get out of here
If
before
I had to
Brian
give it a
spoils
number,
anything else.
this is my
Our
first 10
listeners,
out of
that was a
10.
thumbs down.
This is my first
Of
10 out of 10 for
2026?
2026. It's an easy 10 for me.
Nice.
It's just
Nice.
enjoyable across the board. If I could make all movies feel like this movie, I would. So to me, it is a masterpiece.
Nice. You're here first. All right. We're taking a break. Stick with us. We'll be right back.
So-
Game next week.
Be so freaking bad. Yeah. I'll be back before you wrap it.
Does that mean I wait? Go ahead. He said he's giving me the thumbs down, and I'll know it if I see the movie. Here we go. Welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. We've reached the end of our journey. We've hailed our merry projects. We've deserted our crimsons. We were going to play a game. I mentioned it earlier. We talked for way too long. Not happening. So, spoiler for next week, as Brian would say.
Mild spoiler. For next
Mild spoiler for next week. We're going to play a game, maybe. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to check us out at movigapodcast.com for all the links you'll ever need in your entire life. We'd love for you to join us live every Moviga Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern over at youtube.com/@MovigaPodcast. But for you audiophile listener, boys and girls, Spotify, Apple Podcast, audio goes live every Friday. Give us a follow there. Like, shares with your friends. We appreciate it. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like some videos. That helps us out. Comment. You know, all the stuff. Hop on our Discord. Be a part of the conversation there. Let us know if you're playing Crimson Desert. If you have any interest in it. If you've seen Project Hail Mary. If you have any interest in it. And at Moviga Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. Twitch.tv/Moviga. Just search Moviga.
Yeah.
And find us.
We'll find
There
you.
we are.
Or we'll find you.
Yeah.
GG's.
Yeah, that.
Brian Austin, shout out.
GGs.
Appreciate you.
Dude,
Man.
thank you so much. It was great.
Lee, always much love to you. Shout out to the
Thanks,
island.
Lee.
Everyone else, thank you. We love you. Have a great week. See you later. Bye.
just an island boy.
Post show. Sheesh. It's 1,000 degrees in here.
Bro, I can tell like summer hit.
I'm a little
Oh,
warm.
dude.
too.
Oh,
It's so
dude.
hot in this room.
So hot.
Sucks. Well, yeah,
Yeah. Well,
dude. I gotta say,
Yeah.
I wanted to mention this during the pod, but I just genuinely did not think Project Hail Mary was going to be a good movie, and I think it's the trailer's fault, or maybe my lack of understand. Like I had no idea this was a Andy Weir novel or anything. Like
yeah.
that.
I feel like there wasn't. I feel like I saw it, but also like I didn't really see a ton of marketing. And I almost, like I said, I don't know why, dude. It's
Same
just
here.
like my brain has gotten so used to just everything comes on Netflix that I almost
Yeah.
don't give
Yeah.
movies a chance anymore unless like I know them. But I
This
definitely
is
liked it.
this is worth it. It's gonna be like, I told Haley, I was like, I feel like we may have just like saw like a generational classic, like like one people reference in the future and stuff.
That- That makes me really happy to hear. Like now I'm really excited. I'm honestly I almost wasn't even interested in the movie before, just
Mhm.
because the trailers weren't maybe just for me like wasn't showing me anything I haven't seen before. Like the whole like premise was just something I felt like I've seen a handful of times already, in good ways and bad. But
Yeah.
like I was not expecting to get that text from Brooks that was like, this movie was incredible, you need to go watch it.
Yep. It was. It's so far I have not seen anything that I'm like an interview or whatever. There was this interview with this Ryan Gosling did it with the guy. You guys would maybe even know him more than me. He was like a British guy. And the dude was like
Yeah, I know about it.
saying the same things I said. He's like, this is a masterpiece, this is your best work. Like, it's also a passion project for Ryan Gosling. He actually acquired like the rights to this
Oh.
book like 6 years ago and
Wow.
held on to it through COVID and stuff because he was like, nope, we're doing it right.
Dang.
And he even said in the thing, he's like, it's not the viewer's responsibility to keep theaters alive. He's like, it's our responsibility to make movies that people want to go to the theater to see. And
Wow.
this was
I love that.
this was like kind of his thing. And
That's
it was,
so
apparent.
was he a producer on the movie? I guess probably if he was involved in like keeping the rights. I would think.
assume so.
That's pretty cool though. Like he liked this story or script or whatever it was so much that he wanted to make it happen, and he had his vision for it, and apparently it turned out great. I was also like, of course I saw Brooks's text and then your text about how good it was, but I was genuinely surprised at how good the critic reviews are too. I just did not get that from the trailer.
Yes, he is a producer. Described the film as a 6-year passion project. Lord and Miller highlighted that Gosling was instrumental in bringing the personal details, like the characters' wardrobe choices, and push for the use of practical effects for pretty much everything.
Nice.
Very cool.
So it just seems like Ryan was kind of dialed into what he knew we would want to see.
What a guy.
Thank you, Ryan. Appreciate
GG's. All right. We're out of here. Thank you all for hanging out, for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. Like the stream, like the channel, like us. Please like us, dude. That's all
Yeah,
we
please.
ever want. That's all we ever wanted, dude. And have a great week. We'll see you later. Stay out of the heat. Try Crimson Desert if you want. Go see Project Hail Mary. That's all I got to say. Bye, everybody.
Later.
See.